What up, y'all? Happy Monday. Woo, we are in it again. Episode 4, Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. Keep it locked.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I tell you what, shout out to StreamYard. They keep adding new great things to the app, but they also up the expenses like 2 to 3 times the cost, which I'm not really a fan of, but we'll discuss it another time. But I am not alone. We are doing the documentary Mr. McMahon on Netflix, night number 4. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired, and I'm so thankful I'm not alone. Honey Pop Predictions in the building.
Oh yes, ready to go. Let's get this watch along going. What's up, guys?
You smiling like there's gonna be some more surprises that I won't be able to handle.
I can definitely say yes for sure.
Oh, great. Wonderful. And the PR queen herself, Courtney Rice, in the building.
I'm doing good. I'm ready to watch this after a painful loss on Monday Night Football. So I'm ready to switch gears.
And then coming back from pounding the streets last night, the councilman is in the building.
Listen, I don't know about pounding the streets. I'm gonna have to leave
said that
to
last night. Did you not say it?
Hey, I'm gonna have to leave that to the mayor. When it comes to pounding the streets, he was special. That's what the mayor right there. He was special. Pounding the streets is definitely his thing.
Wow,
I'm tired.
Multiple.
How ironic to use Vince.
Yes. Multiple different things.
I haven't got over that since we made it that funny yesterday. Every time something happened today, I just kept thinking he was special.
Yes.
All right. Oh, dang it. I had it on episode
Monday
3.
Night Raw was pretty special too, I will say.
I know. I need to catch
that was a good.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Oh man.
All right. Hold on. I had it on episode 3.
They're giving you reasons to watch Raw and SmackDown now. Like they are next Monday gonna be ridiculous.
I don't even know what to expect anymore.
Man.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
3,
2, and 1.
We in them.
Oh, what? Vince smiling?
Dr. Jerry Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, we figured that, Vince. Of course you wouldn't like the good guys.
He was always into the bad guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How old was he when this happened?
I think he mentions it. I forget, but he was.
Hey, Balls Deep. I haven't seen you in a minute. And shout out to David in the chat as well.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Interesting.
You almost forget how jacked he was.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 4.
Huh.
Attitude.
So for those who are listening or watching to us in 2024, Vince resigned from WWE after allegations. So this is where we're kind of picking it up.
The majority of the interviews are, yeah, okay. Oh,
Wow, balls D. We're not even going to read that comment.
good God.
Ugh.
Now we're getting to the
Dang, Netscape.
internet era.
Netscape.
Netscape.
Jeez.
Oh, Trish.
Yep. Oh God.
I have no sympathy whatsoever for Brett.
Fucking right. Brett screwed Brett. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have no sympathy for Brett.
And that was the beginning of it right there, man. That
The
was
whole
who would like you would have never thought that he'd have it in him. Like even then I didn't think. But when it happened, I was just like, you know what? This is something different.
Huh. Interesting.
dang. So Vince could have really became a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He really could have.
And technically he still did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a good one though.
I mean, no.
Mm.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I knew it wasn't right. Even then, when I was just like, this isn't right. There could have been some way.
Hmm.
There should have been. There should have been some way. Oh my God! Look at. Oh my God! Not the gobbledygooker. Not the gobbledygooker. Dennis Rodman.
Ding.
Mm-hmm.
You see all the, oh my Lord. Time to change it up.
For those who are joining us, we're watching episode 4 of the McMahon documentary. We are at, where are we? 6:14 time code.
Oh, 6:14. Yeah.
Oh my God, Eric.
Right. Some evil dentist, he said. Yeah. That signature is classic. 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 Yeah. Sean, man.
Mm.
I know sex.
I,
I'm just a sexy boy.
Sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Come on, man.
Boy.
Of
Brett
course.
didn't stand a chance with that, man.
Yeah, and I was just thinking that, and I'm like, there's no way it would have worked out. Poor Brett, man.
Mm-mm.
Because that's what it was all about right there. Look at that. Look at the pyro, the song, the women screaming, the men
pose,
booing, the
signature
poses,
pose.
the in-ring work, the shit talking, and the lack of giving a F. We need more attitude, and Sean had attitude. This intro went so hard. I loved this intro.
So Shawn Michaels is responsible.
Was the one who started the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know Brett really didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yes, he did. His ego did. If his ego didn't get in the way, he probably would have been able to work out and be his own kind of star.
HBK is solely responsible for that.
Why are you torturing Honey? Why?
I'm not torturing her.
I'm not sure what I did to deserve this.
No. This is definitely directed to somebody else in a particular group chat that I know, because they are diehard Brett fans, and they said some outlandish stuff. The man said, yo, Brett is better than Austin. And I was like, oh, we've been enemies ever since. And I know he watches
as
this
far
show
as
now.
far as what? As far as what though? It depends on what
Everything.
you're talking about.
He said everything. I even told him, like, in ring, I'll give you that. He was like, nah, bro. Like, he had a better product. He was a better character. I was like, are we talking about the same Stone Cold Steve Austin? And he was like, yeah. Now I've been on his head. So this is never directed to you, honey. That's why I told you I wasn't going to be called bid or none of that stuff like that. I just like seeing this history being told correctly now.
Yeah.
But to who it may concern.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I wonder what their kids think about this stuff now.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Yeah.
That's probably what they say now. Those are the kids say nowadays.
I bet they probably look at him like, Dad. Like, really, Dad? Like, damn. Like, yeah.
I think too they'd have a better understanding of it, because I'm sure they'd be like kind of not in the business but aware of the business. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they'd be prepared for this.
Yeah. Austin. Oh.
There he is.
Like, Shane kids got to know by now, like, they daddy was leaping off of Titantrons and getting thrown through plexiglass.
Saw him do it. They saw him do it. They were there when he fought the Undertaker at Mania.
And that was a wild match.
That shit was crazy.
That was great.
Not for nothing. They built up. They
from Victoria, Texas.
Ragamuffin, not ragamuffin.
What up, Bosa?
They built up, not for nothing. They built up CM Punk and Drew McIntyre tonight. Like, I can't wait for that match.
Yeah.
Hell in the Cell. I love a good Hell in the Cell. They've built up their story enough.
And I ain't gonna lie, kind of not that it sucks, but I kind of wouldn't mind that being the main event. But we know, like, Roman and Cody and the Timu bloodline is gonna be the main event. But it definitely got it to where I'm like, I could have saw that closing out the show.
Yeah, it'll probably somewhere like close to the end.
It might open it, if I'm being honest.
Or even open.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. I don't know, but
It's gonna be good. No, but to
I
your
just
point,
can't, I just
like,
can't wait. I
it's
just
gonna
can't
be
wait
good.
to see that match. That match is gonna be really good. There goes. Oh, speaking of the tribal chief, there's the wise man.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Triple H. That's Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Perhaps.
This is wild. Cause Triple H messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Man. Against Jake the Snake, man.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy enough, I wrestled Jake the Snake in the indie promotion.
what?
What?
You have to tell us about that.
There it is.
And then it was born, the Austin era.
That it's so good. It's just so beautiful.
So iconic, memorable.
Yeah, it really is.
Even he knew when he stopped and paused, like, "Ooh, I just dropped the ball on that one. Ah, that one hit." He saw how he did it. Ooh, that hit.
It was just a crazy pop.
Yeah.
Vince said, "Brilliant." It was brilliant. Literally the next night, it was like it blew.
Yep.
I was probably like the biggest overnight sensation in the 90s, like
Mm-hmm.
in
What's
wrestling.
crazy is he's not throwing up the middle finger when he walked off. He was holding up his index fingers.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
he was doing this. That's wild. The first time seeing that.
Look at that place. Look at all the signs. I miss like all those signs.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it being packed with signs all the way.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Iron Mike.
Mm.
Speaking of iconic,
All right, just talking about him today.
Oh.
Interview dropping.
With the Tyson?
You'll see. Tyson affiliated.
So
Oh.
I need some of that Tyson affiliated herbal products. Like, you know that.
I cannot. Yeah, Bischoff said I got uncocky real fast as soon as they mentioned Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Stephanie face. Well, there you go.
She's like,
wow.
no comment.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it was after the biting the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was right after like he was done.
Yeah,
when
this
they
was
got
after
rid
all
of
of
him
that.
in boxing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a crazy sports crossover, man. That was genius at the time. Yeah, I love Austin. He never missed with his trash talk. He was
Nope.
always he was just so damn good at it.
You know, Tyson covering his ears is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-year-old.
Oh my God. Fast ass count.
Mm-mm. Wow. Quick count.
An attitude.
It's so wild to see Stone Cold with the wing belt.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside of that iconic like shot, it's very weird to see. Like seeing him walking at press conference is crazy because you're so familiar with him having the big belt.
Yep. Or the smoking skull.
Yeah.
This was a peak Stone Cold, man.
Look at all those signs.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he was holding Vince was holding the mic and he's holding the hands.
Oh, let's pause it for 1 second.
Okay.
And this and we went on through a couple rabbit holes yesterday, so I want to contain it. But we had the screw job that happened, right? And now, you know, Brett is not with WWE. Now we have Steve Austin, who's presenting right now, and people are asking the audience. You just saw that sign is asking Austin to screw Vince. Now, if the screw job didn't happen, do you think we would get the trajectory where it is now? Do you think it's a necessary evil? It had to happen, or you feel like
no,
no matter what happened, you don't think so?
It's still the greatest line. Brett screwed Brett, because even if you take that out, because of the way the world was changing, they had to flip. Because like even like we talked about, like Brett just happened to be the guy at the wrong time. It was when kids were going out, you had to switch to 18 to 34-year-olds. This was bound to take place and happen because Brett didn't make Shawn Michaels be who Shawn Michaels was. Shawn Michaels was already acting like that before that rivalry started. So we would have got attitude. Same thing with Stone Cold. Stone Cold got what he got because Triple H messed up. And so that's how we started to get the iconic Austin, and we lead still into the attitude era. It was just simply one of those, like, just a better decision could have been made, but I understand why Brett made the decision that he wanted to make.
It was right place, right time for Austin and Sean, but wrong place, wrong time for Brett.
Mhm.
You're coming off of the cusp. You have to compete with something that's going to get fans jumping out their seats, and nothing more. There's nothing more that fans want than the 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 takeover of the regime, where you have the rebellious superstar going after the boss or something like that, or even Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was one in the same, but just in a different way than Austin was. They were
Mm-hmm.
just both pains in Vince's ass, and they would give him hell every time. But I think it was yeah, it was wrong place, wrong time for Brett, because you have they also show that, as we saw before, that it wasn't really in the best for business while Brett was holding the championship, and and what, like, how much the machine was moving, and it was after Hogan leaving, so it was hard for them to compete with that after being beaten for 83 weeks, excuse me.
Yeah. And then too though, like I gotta ask this though, because you are a fan of Brett,
Mm.
would it have been so wrong if he had sat like in the number 2 position of that? So like as to comparison of a Hogan to Macho. Because I think had he stayed, no, he wouldn't have been number 1. You didn't have the charisma to outshine HBK and Stone Cold, but you were dope enough to still be in that stratosphere with like a Macho Man. Mm-hmm. Like Macho Man wasn't always like the top guy, but it was like, yo, Macho Man still stayed in that top picture. And I think Brett could have still
he was no
been
scrub. He was no scrub.
Yeah. And but is it just me? But I think Brett could have played in that role very well, and things may have then even changed within the Attitude Era of him being there.
Yeah, I think it was just more so if Brett would have kept an open mind about it, and see where it could have gone from there, and see what ways he could have improved in being charismatic, and finding that niche, because you got to listen to the crowd as well. Like a lot of superstars, get a feel for the crowd and go literally off of them, and you have to. It's performance. The whole thing is give energy, receive energy from it. And if Brett would have found a way to, find that attitude version of a hitman and make it into something, and be like something like a I don't know, a Batman and a Joker kind of situation, like how you have Roman and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins will, they'll always come to, clash eventually, or every couple of PLEs or events or something. They'll always find a way to cross over, or face each other. Kind of like Vince and Stone Cold.
I think Brett could have came out with the Canadian Badass before Undertaker did it. Like just imagine him with the bike though, and it's like the whole like Heart Foundation got the flags on the bikes coming down, and then just tough with it and stuff like that.
Canadian badass.
That would be bad. I just think if he would have found his niche, like if he would have found a way to like make it cool for the fans to relate to, because that was also why we were able to easily get along with the Undertaker when he changed up. It was like, oh yeah, this is definitely you. We're definitely seeing an extension of the real you.
Yeah,
but you're still not breaking kayfabe. I see you. Yeah. Like it was just strategic. If Brett would have found a way to do that, it would have been a great formula for him.
I think so. And also, I don't want to jump ahead too quickly in the Attitude Era, but hypothetically, if Brett did stay, would his brother be alive to this day if Brett actually stayed?
I mean,
maybe
that's hard. That's tough to say.
Decide. Yeah,
that's very tough to say.
Yeah, because we don't know what
might not have did that. They might have did something else versus what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a
Ooh.
yeah.
That was something I thought
Well-
about earlier today, and I kept thinking, man,
Probably not. Like things would have gone differently for them, I guess. You know.
It's hard to
A
call.
world, yeah. A
Yeah, it's
world
hard
of
to
what
call.
ifs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because there's so
But
many
they get it.
factors.
They get into all that too. There's a lot.
yeah,
Oh
they-
goodness. All right. Well, let's hit that play button in 3, 2, and 1.
I'm just curious
We
what
are
y'all time.
at
34-28.
yep, same 34-28.
oh well,
Okay.
34-23.
I'm at 34-19. So go ahead. Woo.
Oh, the dogs. Yeah, the dogs.
You stupid bastards. I love Stone Cold, man.
You're pathetic.
And when it was Bang Bang or Bang 316, man, was a segment.
Yo, so would you say like Austin is the first anti-hero with this whole thing with Vince? Because technically he's a heel. Even when he faced Shawn, he was a heel.
Right. I guess so.
What would you call Roddy Piper though?
Roddy Piper was still a face. He just was a hothead. So it was that Irish thing. It's like Sheamus.
I don't know. Roddy Piper was a tough SOB.
Yeah, I always thought he was a heel.
And he would talk his trash. Yeah.
But so does Sheamus. And Sheamus was a face doing that and kicking butt.
But like you said anti-hero though. Not face. And I could totally see like where Roddy Piper would fit in with being an anti-hero.
I can see that.
Because he was anti-Hogan. And everybody loved Hogan. Hogan's the hero. What was?
Yeah, but even
the
after
hero.
that was gone, was he doing that?
Yeah. He even chased him in the WCW. Said you were the one. I was the one man you could never beat. And they humiliated him in WCW. He was stomping the shit out of him. You see?
Hurt, man. Hurting his broken foot.
The
classic
sobbing.
hospital scene.
He's living his best life right there, Vince.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Having a wonderful time.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Vince, you silly bastard.
My goodness. It was such a
Big man fired
the
this.
Corvette. The core. Yo, I watched this episode.
the cement in the Corvette.
Yes.
Oh my god. I remember seeing that live. Yo, look at
I miss fog in the arena too.
Oh, the fog.
Yeah, man, I missed that.
Sellout 316.
Okay. Huh.
You tend to forget that Vince wasn't rich when he started this shit.
I
either.
know, right?
Yeah.
Like we really forget.
Dirt,
Like
he said dirt poor.
Yep.
So I'm curious, do they even ask him about that? Like, what did it feel like to get your first million? Wow.
No.
Oh.
Nothing like that. They were more focused on what they want us to see.
He said you cheated and I won.
I won. What did he say, honey? Tough.
Tough. Yeah. Tough.
Wait, so let's pause it for a sec. So I feel like he's
Mhm.
tilling on himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who are like just watching us and not necessarily watching Netflix, which I advise you do because this is a watch along. So Vince just said like he's dirt poor. And the Mr. McMahon character is essentially what he thought rich people would be. Now, if you wrap that all up with the allegations that's been happening, allegedly,
Allegedly.
Yep,
where
allegedly.
does that put your mental? Meaning that the things that that people and that the courts etc are alleging against him, that's a very much a rich person's move. You don't see poor people doing Diddy stuff. I'll just put it like that, right? So is it because he was dirt poor and rich people treated him a certain way when he finally got money, he therefore then treated people the same way that he didn't want to be treated?
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I think this is where it kind of blurs the lines because they don't really get all he mentions is that he's dirt poor and that his parents, his dad and his stepfather and his mother abused him, and his father was no better and he was really tough on him. And between and being a young child and like having to deal with that and nothing else, and then all of a sudden you're in business and you all of a sudden riding that wave and you're continuing to make decisions and do business and all of this stuff, and then all of a sudden you get to a point where now you're a character on your product, and you could finally do something that you've never done before and be the superstar you've always wanted to be or try to be. And what your father said he didn't want you to do because he didn't want him to be anywhere near anything that had to do with being in the ring. So I just think that he just took it to a whole nother level, and it was more so about really pushing his limits to see what he could get away with too, because he did some foul and wild things, and on as a character as Mr. McMahon, and I'm sure or allegedly, with what's going on in the allegations, but it doesn't seem like it's too far-fetched if the allegations and what he's being accused of is true, and that's crazy to me. But I don't know if it was because of they treated him the way he didn't want to be treated, because his stepfather and his mother were poor and his dad was the billionaire and he just happened to be around people like that, and the boss lady has stepped out.
Yes.
But you guys, if
Yeah.
one of you guys want to answer the question as well.
Yeah, because I feel like blurring the lines a little bit, I just feel like a lot of times he wants to be surrounded by yes men, like agreeing what he
Mm,
wants to say. And a lot of
yep.
times he thinks he has a mindset of like saying whatever he wants and kind of, I don't want to say the confrontation, but he just doesn't like to be challenged. Like if somebody wants to
Yeah, and
challenge him in a certain way, that's where he gets very defensive.
I think because the way he saw how his father ran business, that's how he ran business. So therefore he ended up doing the same things as his father and maybe would have done too.
Well, I know
Anybody
y'all don't
else?
know this, but I'm writing a book on the whites. I'm not gonna release it till I get ready to pass away. But I've been, I document the behavior of the Caucasian people, and so
I was like,
it's just
are you referencing the non-melanated people, or are you referencing like
yeah.
Alaska whites? I didn't know which you're
literally-
gonna
I
call
was
them the
thinking
whites.
the same thing, boss.
Yeah, because originally it was pink people, but apparently that's offensive. So I was like, all right, well, we don't want to get it deferred because of the name. But yeah, I've been writing this since I was like 19, just documenting them, just like why is this behavior like that? I told you I'm not gonna put it out till I get old. But I've been around some successful white people. and they some weirdos. I don't know what it is about money and power that just flips it for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with like boredom as well, or and starting to develop. And I do have a theory of all of this with McMahon. McMahon thinks he's God, and to be honest with you, he ain't too far off from it. If you think about it from why he see it like that, this man created an entire world. So he created heaven and earth for a group of people and created characters. This man has created an entire world around him that he controls, that he makes happen. Like, I put it to you like this. Imagine if we knew God was here. Like, we knew, like how Vince McMahon, like we knew like God staying in Beverly Hills. You know how much stuff we would be blaming him for? As soon as COVID hit. So God, you just gonna let this happen? Bro, like, why y'all coming at me about this? I ain't got nothing to do with it.
You know
we would blame the crap out of him. And with Vince,
news reports on God every day. God,
every single day. Well, God's back in court again as he was summoned. Like, yo, what? But it's
what are you saying?
No, I was saying, but I say that to say, like, all of that temptation and stuff like that. That's why I was saying, even with the whole thing about the lady, when he was saying like it was consensual and stuff, like you start seeing how like these men's perspectives start really getting warped when you have people that'll be like to Courtney's point, being a yes man, or like, hey, I will do anything for you to make my dreams come true. And that's now in your hands. Mm-hmm. I will do anything. And you start having stuff like that, and then enough money to where all your problems are solved. You feel like you could get away with these things. You can get away with that stuff. Not to mention the stuff he already got away with, taking over territories and everything. Like, you really start to feel like, yo, my whole perception changes. So now, like, to like Honey's point, like now I wonder what I could get away with. Because it don't get no worse when you done seen your homegirls only sounds DMs. These dudes is freaks.
Oh.
Freaks. One dude offered my homegirl, I'm not gonna say her name, $5,000 for socks. And he wanted her to wear them like 3 days straight. Like all the time. And he was like, put them in a bag and send them to me.
Rewind. I was just taking something out of my dog's mouth. What did you say?
My homegirl was offered $5,000 to wear her socks for 3 days straight, sweat on them, do everything, work out on them,
my goodness,
and mail it to him. And he was gonna pay her $5,000.
Yeah, that's.
I was like, yo, what's like? Why? What? Like, how did your brain get there? But then, too, if you think about it, every human is like that in a certain sense, not to that level of depravity, but we seek to go higher with stuff. I'll give you even an example now. Jalapeno peppers. When you have one and it's very hot and you done mastered it, do you not get the attempt to want to try another one that's a little bit hotter? Like, I wonder if I could take this pepper. You challenging yourself to want to take this.
I take it to a different level as far as your body.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that's what I said.
Working out and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Same thing if you're a smoker. If you start doing it so much, you're either going to go, okay, I need a stronger strain, or I need to go back down on how much I'm doing it. A lot of people don't do that. And so that's why we got all these different versions like concentrate, dabs, and all of that stuff, so they can continue to go higher. So now let's flip it to a person who has unlimited resources that pretty much can do whatever he wants in his eyes. Well, if I could get away with covering up some dude killing his girlfriend, if I can get past a whole steroid thing and I beat the government, what else could I do?
Yeah, it's very hard to remain centered, because it's like you would have to have somebody reminding him of the child. But as the child, I would take it beyond color barriers. I would take it more on power, because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
see we're currently seeing somebody that was in a position of power that was melanated, making all types of crazy stuff. So I feel, and then again, there's the rabbit hole question, right? If he didn't get away with those things in the beginning, will we have the WWE now that he essentially built?
Probably not.
Because the decisions, if you were constantly reminded of, oh, I don't want to turn into the rich person that treated me poorly when I was a child, and you're constantly bringing yourself back to center and treating people nice and treating and looking out for people in the positive way, you're probably not going to take as many risks.
Well, can I ask this question then? Do you believe, because of the way he thought and he moved, was that the key to his creativity and his perception of the business? Or is that just something that was naturally a part of him no matter what circumstances came? Or is it him being the tyrant is what made him think of WrestleMania, think of having superstars, think of moving into these eras?
Because I think you have to think outside of, like, I mean, you have people who think outside the box, but when you're at the point where anything is possible, like think of the decisions that we make on a daily basis, right? It's like, okay, I don't have a lot of money in the bank, but I want to go, I want to take a day off. Your day off might look like I'm going to Santa Monica or I'm going to Starbucks to get a $10 coffee. Vince's day off looks like I'm going to this island for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a totally different mindset. And so when things are limitless to an extent, then anything is possible, and your ideas are they're way more outside the box than anybody would think of. Because it's like, you think of what you want to do for a living, and you're still, even though people say think outside the box, you're still going to limit yourself to a certain parameter as far as where you live, family, all these other things are kind of keeping you in center. But if it doesn't matter, you're like, I want this job and I want to work in this country, and you can literally get up and do that. You're moving, and you're moving differently. So yeah. And with that, you become, I don't know. I think maybe because jaded because of being in Los Angeles. Like I don't know too many people who have that type of power who aren't dicks. And there's different levels of dicks, but they're still a dick nonetheless. And some try not to be, and some are just, they fully embrace it. It's like, look, I worked for it. Here I am. Deal with it, or go somewhere else.
Yep.
I know a lot of dudes that just buy hookers, and ain't no shame in it. They just like, yo, I prefer hookers. I make this much money. I do not want to spend the time trying to convince a woman of it, when it's just like, yo, how much is it? Let's have some fun. I was like, wow, and they got the money to do it. All I know is this: when I get a whole bunch of money, I'm not gonna have nobody boo-boo on my chest. I'm just letting y'all know that. You will not see your
all right. Let's
lose his mind. Get some
pressing play.
I just want that to be known. Yeah. I'm gonna be a billionaire. Just letting you know.
I'm at 29.59 for y'all who are joining us. We are on episode number 4. The watch along. Here we go. In
30:05
and 1.
My God.
Texted.
My goodness.
I wonder if he misses it.
Oh yeah, you can tell. You can tell how he talks about it. It's the same thing like with wrestlers going Vince, just being out there and taking in that heat. The same thing like when a wrestler like want to go down that ramp one more time and feel that pop.
That's what he created. Of course, he's got to miss it.
Corporate morons.
Ooh, did you hear that? Performing is easy. Being yourself is the most difficult part.
That's that's a wild line.
Interesting take.
None whatsoever. He said he don't share nothing with Mr. McMahon.
Wow. Wait. Let's pause for a hot second. This will be quick. So Vince said when they asked how far Mr. McMahon and Vince McMahon are, Vince said they're not alike at all, right? Because I was talking over it.
Yeah.
And then as they're playing each person, they're saying, like, Hulk Hogan's like, no, they're the same person.
But
isn't that so crazy as far as your perception?
But keep in mind what Triple H said in the trailer. Vince lets you know what he wants you to know. So just imagine if these people didn't even know him and can say that, like, no, it's the same person. It's like, or is that just what he showed you? So how well do y'all even know this person?
Well, Bruce Pritchard
is like nobody.
But Bruce Pritchard did say it. He goes, Vince McMahon and Mr. McMahon and Vince are one and the same. He'll try to tell you different, but they're the same, like, for sure. They gotta be.
Oh,
but
shout out to let me shout out Bear. Thank you so much. She said, I'm so proud and happy of how far TK has come. I don't really like reading this about myself, but here we are. The journey from AfterBuzz TV to being a legit boss. My daughter sees herself in both Wrestling with Honey and TK Trinidad. You guys are great. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to your daughter.
Good to see you, Bear Hudson.
Really appreciate that.
Love that.
Sorry. What were you gonna say, Councilman?
Oh no, Honey was talking.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, that would seem accurate. Like, even Sean said it, Hogan said it. Like, a lot of people would say that Vince and Mr. McMahon are definitely one and the same, and you could totally see it, no matter what he says. But he also did say he'll show us only what he wants us to see.
So, is it denial on his part, or is it just this guy has really been playing the game the entire time and no one really knows him?
Yeah, but nobody. I wonder if the next couple people, like, what about Linda, like his wife? Because
that's the thing I'm just noticing too. All the people that saying this, Shane is saying that you don't know your dad, and that's clear from what I'm catching. Like, you know your dad from what your dad shows you, and you're blinded by also trying to seek his approval. So did you ever really get to know him? I don't see him sharing no moments like that, as I think he said before. You have Hogan, who literally said Elvis was a fan of his in his wrestling career when Elvis was dead before this man even started wrestling. And we already know Shawn Michaels had a whole bunch of problems. So again, you're talking about people that it's like, these are all of them, that's your boss.
Right.
And as much as we want to say, like, yo, like, hey, same thing, like, as much as we want to say how much we love TK and stuff like that, I don't even know TK's real name. So in 30 years, we having a documentary about the real TK, and I'm sitting here just like, oh yeah, that was they were wanting to say, like,
that's hilarious.
Wow. Well, if it makes you feel better, my nail lady, who I've known for the better part of 10 years, she doesn't know my real name either, but she definitely knows where a lot of the bodies are buried. So if you have any questions, I want to hear.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
And to that same point, y'all don't know my real name because it's definitely not this. So that's why I say to that point,
Councilman.
It's not Councilman nor Pharaoh. None of that is my name. All of that is a stage name.
Welcome to LA.
Yeah, but and that's what I say. So, like, to that point,
yeah, we got stage names over here.
And the only reason why I even think of that too is because of a movie I saw called The Prestige. Did you ever see that?
Oh my god, phenomenal movie!
But look how exactly. Look how long Christian Bale's character played that gambit For
Yes.
years, no one knew that.
The whole time, not even their wives. Their wives wouldn't even know if they like, yo, they
And
had.
you live, yeah, and you in an industry where you're supposed to remain as this character. You grew up knowing, don't break kayfabe, don't ever show, don't sell.
Mhm.
So who's to say he has not been doing that to all of them?
Even us.
Once again,
I find it, yeah, I found it strange that they didn't ask, and maybe after we press play, maybe they asked Linda. But I would, if I were the director, or maybe again, it might be on the cutting room floor where she didn't really answer the question. I like, because she knew him before.
all of it. She knew when he was broke.
They talk about it when we get into the next episode because it's called Family Business. You learn about Linda. You hear from Linda a bit.
All right. Well, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. I'm 28-32.
28-31.
28-30. Yeah, 4.
28-21. He was such an overactor, Vince.
But he did it so well.
So well.
He did. He
Through the headset.
I could probably get out of bounds a little bit. Out of bounds a little bit. Wow, look at that. Test, Shane, pork chop, sideburn, Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-mm.
Boss man.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him smiling. Y'all don't know.
Mm-mm. Can't change the way people think about you.
Nope.
Oh, I'm on commercial. And
Nope.
it's 3 ads. Sorry.
3
Y'all,
ads.
3 ads
please,
this time.
contribute.
I had a commercial break
Arrow.
previously, but it was like 10 seconds. So I was like, okay.
We need to contribute
AKA,
to Councilman Crab's,
put the cash out
commercial
there.
free
Commercial
edition
free
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yes. So,
Your councilman
but did
has
you,
all
while
his
we're
fun.
waiting, well,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, did you guys see where when Vince said, you guys don't really know, you guys don't really know me, and he smiled like he was really like, I'm
very
proud of that.
sinisterly, very mischievous about it.
Like
But
he know, like,
but like, also, could that also be a work? Like
and that's why we'll never know. It's that part. We'll never know. Like, is it BS? Was he really delusional, or is it like they have on the cover of his documentary? Was this man really a mastermind?
Like a Usual Suspects type situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like because you heard what he just said. It doesn't matter how I feel, or how I think, or how I would like these people to perceive me or know who the real person is. The perception is this reality. And like Honey has always said, don't show what? Don't sell.
Don't sell it.
Kayfabe, don't sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sell how you feel. People need to continuously see this is the person. And now, like we said, the big question is, where did that line stop? And it fully became this Mr. McMahon person, to where is Vince no longer here? Or is this Vince still driving the wheel of a machine that he just now has no choice but to be a part of? And a prisoner of his own creation.
Mm-hmm. And then he acted so well with it. Like he just had the personality to do it. Like,
yeah,
to have that, Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon rivalry. That's what made Mr. McMahon even more so. as far as him being a character on TV. Like he was on television, and then every week we were just looking forward to seeing what the hell is going to happen between Mr. McMahon and Stone Cold now. Like it was just must see TV, and he did it in a way that Eric Bischoff could never, and he had 3 big superstars with him.
Something that's must see is our merch, so you guys check that out.
Hey yo, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen, not knowing what you want to do, like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www.talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Boom, there it is. The timing's impeccable.
Yo, the segue was great because I was about to do the same thing. Like word for word what TK said, I was like,
great minds think alike.
Great mind, yep.
All right, here we go, y'all. So for you guys who are joining us, we are doing a watch along for Mr. McMahon's documentary on Netflix. Episode number 4. We are currently 26:52 in. We are starting in 3, 2, and 1.
I'm at 26:54.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's life though. Oh, what are you gonna say, Vince?
Oh boy.
I knew Vince was gonna say something. Look, can you pause it for 1 second?
Yeah.
Look, let's take off the table, and I know it's hard for some folks, but in this universe and in this Netflix watch along, let's take off the table all the bad allegations as far as Vince, and just Vince the character within this documentary. That's brilliant. He's like, okay, well, sure, you might have done it, but I did it better. And essentially, you're no longer, I had to hire you. Like, and going back to our previous conversation 2 segments ago, as far as power, not only did you destroy the person who was beating you for 83 weeks, you then hire him and then fire him. Like, if that doesn't give you it takes, you would have to essentially be God and Jesus like to remain, like to not let that power overtake you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's just no way. The human
And then also
condition
too,
is not built that way.
And also too, we really being fair, Eric, you walked in the path of Vince before he walked in the path of you, because you started commentating after Vince commentated. You really started living that character until NWO came. So had you not had the people that he built, you wouldn't have any of this. So your formula that you created are missing a whole bunch of elements because you took it from him. Because NWO could have started in WWE had things went right and you not took that.
And
So
then
you're
also
not.
remember Eric. Go on, what you say?
No. Go ahead.
And remember, he also auditioned for WWE, and he didn't
Yes,
get
he
the
did.
job.
Yep.
So there could also be a chip on. I don't know about y'all, but there's been places where I've auditioned for, and I didn't get it, and then that was an opportunity to be like the opposite side of them. There's a little bit of chip on my shoulder. So he had to prove what he and in that say, if we're gonna do an Eric Bischoff documentary, which there is, like without him not getting that job, we wouldn't get to where Eric Bischoff was for 83 weeks.
Right.
So maybe he should thank Vince. Don't clip that out. I want no smoke from Eric Bischoff. I'm just saying.
Nah, you can come catch this smoke, Eric, because I got something to definitely say to you. You shouldn't have made the character in the first place because you was the downfall in that. You should have remained where you was at. You should have never joined the NWO. It made no sense for you to join the NWO.
All right. Well, let's
all of that. And half his teeth missing too.
Seriously.
All right, here we go.
God.
3, 25, 32. 3, 2, and 1.
Vince was relentless. He's gonna let y'all know I will be the primary source for sports entertainment. Isn't Eric Bischoff an actual black belt? Or something like that?
Yeah, he mentioned that.
No, he actually is trained.
Gotta keep that factory moving.
Yep.
What stars am I creating now?
Rock is cooking.
And then Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
The Rock.
The Rock says
pork chop sideburns. The sideburns.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Look at those sideburns. They're killing me. They're killing me.
I'll never forget one of the photos he had, and he had a fanny pack.
Oh, of course. I don't think any of us will. Ah, yes. The beginning of the bloodline.
His grandfather.
Yes. Look at Dwayne. Rocky Maivia. Good Lord.
They shoved them down their throats like they shoved Roman down our throats.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And until it didn't work. And then what happened? He turned.
Turned.
Same formula. Look at him with Rikishi in the ring. That's the Sultan, aka Rikishi.
That's wild.
Wow.
A domination.
Nation of domination.
Oh yeah. Classic.
That's what need a documentary.
Absolutely.
That dropping
I would
Black
be here
History
for
Month.
that. I would be here for that. Yep.
Crazy.
The beginning. The beginning.
Mhm.
The Rock is cooking. Yeah, that music was hard back then too.
Mhm.
Oh, of course.
Woo!
Mhm. The minute that hit,
Yeah,
Dance
that
went
was up there with
crazy.
Austin.
Man, I'll tell you what song was up there. It doesn't matter with Wyclef Jean.
Yeah.
Ah, that was
That
good.
was that's the jam. Yes, the corporate sellout routine.
That's crazy. We did not get a black champion for like over 20 years after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. So hold on, can we pause that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I gotta ask this. So in his eyes, and I just want to know from y'all's too. So no black wrestler gave him the $ green in his eyes for almost or over 20 years. Because who was the next black champion? What? Coffee, right?
Did you say coffee?
Or Kofi, I'm sorry.
I was
Or was it wasn't it somebody before him?
Mark Henry.
No, Mark Henry was world heavyweight champion.
Oh, world
He was
heavyweight
never WWE champion.
Oh,
WWE champion. I think it wasn't again until Kofi Kingston got it. Is when we had the second black champion. Then we had that run of like Bobby Lashley, Big E.
Yeah.
We just now started getting that. So you mean to tell me since from The Rock in the Attitude Era to now, none of them gave Vince $ in their eyes?
Well, here's where I think he's coming from. It's like, remember when, and we just kind of passed that era. There was an era where you had black movies, right? You had this and money.
Oh no. Am I the only one that TK froze?
Yeah, she's frozen on my end.
Okay, I was like, is it just me? I was like, because I didn't want to interrupt her if y'all could hear her.
Boss lady was stuck in the Matrix for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just me. Nah, you still, your dial up is still at 78%. And ain't fully connected. Hasn't fully connected yet for some reason.
Oh man. And it's just getting good too. The conversation was just getting good. But I mean, we're up. We're here. Not sure what's going on the boss lady's end, but she's froze. And she's
frozen.
Like still froze. Hopefully she'll
Honey,
be
what
back.
you eating?
I'm eating some popcorn.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It just looked like I was like, yo, she looked like she grabbed her a great snack. You ain't gotta mute. You're not loud or nothing. I was just like, dang. It looked like she picked a great ass snack. Whatever she went and grabbed a good one.
Yeah, a little popcorn for the movie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you on that. Well, she's popped out. I guess we should just keep going. Or y'all thoughts? Y'all thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Courtney.
It's mind blowing that it's been that long, but I just don't like when people use the race card for everything. But also, you have to think from a business standpoint, and also, how are you going to target this and market? With the way they did it with Kofi, it just felt like everything was in place. And I think, like, back then, you kind of had to think, like, what other people in minorities were going to be champion, like, at that time. Because, I mean, I don't want to think it back in my head, but I think there was a few, but it's like, in his mind, who do I believe is the guy to take it to the next level?
And you said the key word, in his mind.
Yeah. So in his mind, he thought Rey Mysterio was gonna be the one.
Well, I think human beings they naturally gravitate to who looks like them. It's innate. So I legitimately think in his mind that's what he thought, and of course you could attribute to all the other things that were happening around that time, as far as who you thought was going to draw and all the other things, but. It's a tough subject, especially when you're talking to that era, because you made a bunch of like old people who are his age that are ornery old and say some off the wall stuff based off of stereotypes and stuff like that. So it's really, it's like, yes, you want to correct him, but he's also like 80 years old. Like it's
and I'm not pointing him as being prejudiced or racist or nothing like that. It was like, yo, it is like to Courtney's point. It's just very like mind blowing of like, yo, we really didn't see no one that looked like us for like 20 something years.
Right.
Yeah.
And people will argue that, be like, no, Booker T was champion. Yeah. Just as far as like the WWE championship, like the crown jewel of the company. It's like, dang. It's just like, yo, okay.
Cash App for Wi-Fi. I'm so done.
Look, T-Mobile is not T-Mobiling for me right now. All right, y'all ready to start?
Honey, drop your Cash App for snacks.
Cash App for snacks.
Cash App.
Courtney, I don't know what you want to Cash App for, but you should just drop it too for no reason.
I know.
Just put that for no reason at all. Cash App.
All right, here we go.
I'm at 2013, just so y'all know.
Yeah, 2015.
5 and 1.
I remember all of this.
I remember every single thing.
Thank God for Peacock that I'm able to watch some of this. Thank God. Because my brother started watching the Attitude Era. I was about like 7 or 8. My mom wouldn't let me watch it because I was too young.
And still, like that
time.
second thing is still a thing.
Yeah.
It will always be a thing.
Like everywhere. Oh God, MTV, TRL. Saturday Night Live. Conan O'Brien. My goodness.
Yo, the fact Rikishi jumped off a steel cage is wild.
I will never forget that match.
Oh.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh my God, a beer bath.
That was so
God,
fun.
that was
Beer
time.
truck.
You kids today will never know. You missed out on the real good shit.
Never. I swear we got
We
the
had
greatest
good
era of
shit.
wrestling. We got the greatest era of wrestling.
Oh boy. And here we go.
X-Pac, dog.
Suck it.
Yep. Suck it.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. That should not have happened.
Whoa.
A lot of this should not have happened.
Mhm.
My God.
Whipping people and shit. And then X-Pac. That was
Mark Henry.
bro.
Val Venus.
Ah! Young Mark.
That's the world's strongest man. Shout outs to
Yeah.
Mark Henry. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yo.
That was when he said to Triple H after he oh my God.
Brian Pillman. Pillman got a
Wow.
gun.
That was so wild, man. Those moments were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was some real
Phil's
shit
been
though,
on it
Brian
for a minute.
Pillman. Yeah. We were just talking about this. Motherfuckers were in detention for doing it or even saying it, gesturing it.
Hey, you wanted to. It was the
So
ultimate
bad.
desire.
So bad.
It was like, you better not do it. You better not do it. You better put your hands down. I'm gonna send you to the office. Sucker! Get out. Get out.
Hilarious.
Get your ass out.
Hilarious. Of course you were, son. You better own that. You better own that.
I love how he's trying to say it the right way too, though. You can see, like, let me phrase this right.
Stop your
actionable to our women.
Oh my God.
Sergeant grinning. And
wow. This is crazy.
Ugh. My goodness.
Ooh.
PMS.
Yes. PMS. I forgot about it.
Oh my God. Sable.
Woo. Look at Mrs. Lesnar. Oh my goodness. Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
Howard Stern. Yep. You got to think about the time we were in and like about those what was in pop culture, you know?
Yeah, Girls Gone Wild.
My God. Lord.
That's crazy. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, I remember this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
The
didn't
Yeah.
know though.
lynching.
This is a
The
thing.
lynching.
But that's the thing, like, it's if you look at it like a male soap opera, is he doing anything wrong? He's telling the story. It just happens to, it's live theater.
It's what Tony Atlas said
Right.
in the beginning. What Tony Atlas said in the beginning. You want to get a look at what America's like? Watch wrestling.
Watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Watch
Yeah.
WWE. Watch anything Vince puts out.
Oh.
Oh, Owen.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
guys believe what Vince said? I'm gonna
Oh,
pause it.
man.
We don't care about you.
So
You left.
for those folks who are watching or not watching as we're watching, so Brett is saying that Owen, a lot of the stuff as far as Owen's character after Brett left was because Brett left, and Vince is pretty much saying, nah, it's your ego, Brett. You're thinking way too highly of yourself. I don't care if you
Wow.
left.
It's like
What do
nobody
you guys
cares
think?
about you. You left. That's
The,
exactly what he said. Nobody
the
cares.
ego of this guy. Yo. I'm not gonna dig into him like that. For honey's sake, I'm not gonna
Here's
dig
the thing.
into
Do
him.
you think it's subconscious? Like, do you think he's so out there as all the things that we've referenced? Like, you've gone away with so much that you don't even, it's all subconsciously, like you don't even realize like your ego is that big.
And I feel like I think because of the trajectory his stuff went, it's the accountability part that
Yep.
I think Brett has not come to terms with yet. So for you to even say that type of stuff, it's just like, come on, man, really? And to say like it was because of this, like, yo, you're not gonna take any accountability on the decisions you decided to do. And you be seeing that in some of these interviews, even like when he talk about Goldberg, it's like, yo, yeah, like, hey, no, hey, Goldberg messed you up. But we also know who trained Goldberg, which was nobody. This man was just in the ring.
Yeah.
So it's like, but you knew the company you was going to too. So it's just like, again, not saying that it's right, not saying that it was right what happened to him, but it's like, bro, like, I think because of what happened to you, like, man, this has overinflated your ego to really feel like yo, I was screwed, and I'm consistently getting screwed, and the people around me are being screwed because of what happened to me. And it's like, yo, for you to think that like about your brother and stuff, like, look, you could not like Vince. I understand that, but it's like, because of you, that's like saying like, okay, I'm mad at Dusty, so Cody, you go be Stardust.
I get that, but I get that, but I guess Vince had a way of like getting to people somehow because Brett felt so strongly about being there and being, and about Vince. And it was mostly Sean that was his problem, according to him. But this is all that's just Brett's side of the story, and Vince has
Right.
his side of the story. There's always one side, the other side, and the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
And according
And
to
seems like
Vince,
they're
he
very
apparently
much
didn't give a
apart.
shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
He said, "We don't care. You left. We're trying to make your brother a star."
Mhm.
And here comes the blue blazer.
Here we go.
That's wild
3,
that man
2,
thinks that.
and 3, 2, and let's go. 10:50.
I'm at 10, 13, 10, 11. I don't know why I'm counting
I'm
it down.
10-20.
Okay, let me go back some.
Yeah, 10:13.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Steve Blackwell.
Yeah, and then there's this.
Yep.
Mm. Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy. What up, Jeffrey?
This is the first pay-per-view my mom like actually paid for me to watch.
Damn.
Wow.
So much for that.
Man.
I remember like my dad screaming like, "Oh shit," at the TV really loud. Like,
Yeah.
and no, like I was just staring. I was like, wow.
Mm.
Yeah, at one point I thought like the shit went off or something, like it was like timed or something. Like pay-per-view had like a time for a cutoff. You had to pay for more minutes because it
Right.
kept showing a shot of the crowd for like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm just like, yo, did something happen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Deborah trying to hold that shit in so bad.
That's crazy.
They all were. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
This is where a lot of opinions
A
come,
lot.
come to a crossroads, because there's a lot of people that don't agree with the fact that they should have kept going with the show.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
I think it's crazy. Like, what are the odds that they were in blackout?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if they weren't?
Oof.
Who? And see, now that go back to the thing of like logic, because of what he just said. Like he was like, "Yo, I'd do that."
And he showed up at his funeral.
I ain't gonna lie, for a while I did thought Vince killed this dude. I'm like, yo, Vince got away with murder. And ain't nobody said nothing.
Oh boy. Another lawsuit. Huh.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, Mick. Oh, Mick Foley.
Mick.
I could watch that match forever. That's such a good match. Oh, when Stone Cold got hit by the car, I did it for The Rock.
Yeah.
I did this for The Rock.
Oof.
Oh, you saw that last picture?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Wow. In 2000, Martha Hart settled her lawsuit against WWE. In 2003, WWE settled its lawsuit against the manufacturer of the harness used in Owen's stunt.
So from our folks who are watching, I am going to put the link, because we're going to do a post show, a very quick post show in the chat. So
Yes,
click on that link. And we will be back in 2 shakes of a dog's tail. If I could find 2 shakes of a dog's tail. Yeah, that's what I said.
Are you trying to find the outro?
Ciao. Yes. Ciao for
Thanks
now,
for joining
y'all.
WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And